All right, we're with world number one, Nelly Korda. Nelly, we can't talk about 2025 Chevron Championship without talking about last year. That, of course, your fifth of five consecutive wins on tour. What do you remember about that streak and just how special that was in your career?
Yeah, oh my gosh. It was my second major championship that I won. I got to do it in front of my both of my parents. My first one I only got to do in front of my mom. So having my entire team there, and having both of my parents was super special. And then obviously, there was a lot of talk with me going into the tournament and possibly matching Annika and Nancy Lopez with the five in a row. So I was just so proud of myself and my entire team for kind of sticking to our game plan of staying in the bubble, not letting the outside noise really distract us too much and kind of go about our business.
When you look back at that final round of last year, I was watching some of those highlights just to refresh
Mhm.
my memory, and I think the shot you hit on 17
Yeah.
on the elevated green, that par three, I think that pretty much sealed it for you. Do you remember feeling that way? And when you go to hit a shot like that,
Mhm.
and you know there's a lot riding on it, does anything change for you mentally, or is it really just more of the same and just trying to execute it?
No, I never actually fully like breathe and exhale until that last putt goes in on the 72nd hole. And I know that I've won for sure because 18 is a very tough hole, with the approach shot over the water and the tough tee shot kind of over the trees. So hitting that shot into 17, like it was crazy. I'm very lucky that it actually hit the pin too. So if you look back, it was kind of going a little fast, but one of those things that I'm always going to remember. And, I'm always the type of person that doesn't like to celebrate and doesn't like to, think about that I've already won something when it's not official. So I'm definitely was just really focusing on that 72nd hole and holding my putt and making sure that, I was 100% concentrated.
When you think about the course, last year it went through such a major redesign. I think it was like a $12 million redesign overall. A lot of that focus on the greens, and a lot of players praised what was done to the greens. Did you
Yeah.
notice a difference last year? And, how was that, I guess, how did that kind of play out in terms of overall scoring last year?
Yeah, honestly, didn't I personally didn't notice that big of a difference, but that was because, you play so many golf courses and you play so much golf from like there's a year break between the two events. So it's just hard to remember exactly how your shots were reacting and how the greens were reacting, but the course was in amazing condition, major championship condition last year, and I know that their commitment to us, Chevron's commitment to the LPGA, I just know that the tournament's going to get better and better.
And speaking of that commitment, this is, their charitable efforts in this tournament. It's one of the largest charitable efforts all year on the
Yeah.
tour, specifically when it comes to the local community and education. How important is that to you to kind of help champion that as a returning champion?
Yeah, I mean, it just speaks volumes on Chevron and how committed they are not only to us, but the community that we're playing in. Um, Ever since they took over this championship, they've elevated it in every possible way when it comes to player experience, when it comes to the local communities. And I think that's so important is also getting the local community charities behind the events because then more and more people come out and show up and support us. So by supporting them, they're also supporting us. And I think it's just a very wholesome moment too.
This tournament also has excellent tradition of supporting amateurs, and I know that they're actually going to be sponsoring your invitational, the Nelly
Yeah.
Invitational, and the amateur winner is going to get the opportunity to have a direct exemption into the 2026 Chevron Championship. Tell me a little bit about that relationship and how special that is for you to help someone else maybe start their own legacy.
Yeah, I mean, I can't thank Chevron enough for coming in and once again elevating something like my AJJ event for the girls to get a chance to play, to compete in a major championship. I mean, myself, I played in this championship twice as an amateur, and I learned so much from it. So for them to come in and once again support and elevate the game of golf, women's golf, speaks volumes on their character and what they're committed to. And for me to just be kind of like a small part of that, um, feels really, really great. But, we had this amazing vision for my junior event, and I'm just so happy that they came on board and have continued to elevate it.
You mentioned the continuation, growing the game of women's golf. That's a term we hear a lot. But this is the
Mhm.
75th year of the LPGA Tour. And I guess, with your place and your stature in the tour right now and where the game is going, I mean, how special is that to be atop of the LPGA right now, number one in the rankings, having had so much success at such a pivotal time for the tour?
Yeah, I mean, you can think of it in ways, but at the end of the day, I mean, the 75th anniversary also makes us think about the 13 amazing founders or pioneers that, if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be here competing. We wouldn't be doing what we love to do. And I always say, like, at the end of the day, we're always trying to grow the game. We're trying to make the the game of golf better and hopefully inspire the next generation so they can continue doing that. And with my place in golf and everyone else, I feel like the LPGA does such a great job with fan interactions and just hoping to continue to grow it because, if you inspire one person, then that one person can inspire the next person. So it's always kind of like a domino effect. And I think that's the greatest thing about this game and doing this for a living, a job. I mean, it's kind of crazy to say that this is my job. I love what I do, and hopefully that love, the other people can see how much, I love this game and that inspires them as well.
Thank you so much for your time. Best of luck. We look forward to seeing you back in the Woodlands for the Chevron Championship.
Thank you. Have a good one.